Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Fratello Talks. I'm your host Nacho, and today I'm joined by
RJ
and
Lex.
We're going to be talking about our wishes, predictions, and
Fears
and hopes, and hopes and fears for Watches and Wonders this year. So the time has come. It's just around the corner, a couple weeks away as we record this. But yeah, I think before we do that, let's do a little bit of wrist check. Lex, what's on your wrist today?
The papar. I think that's how you pronounce it.
It might be Pepar, might be Papar.
Yeah, but I prefer papar.
Papar.
A Neo GMT, a tiny brutalist creation in rose gold colored PVD steel. Cool. It's I like it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's cool. Nice. You wrote a little article about it earlier this week, so I guess it'll be 2 weeks when this comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 weeks. But no, it's a good one. It's a new brand that's just come out of the kind of a cool way of doing the GMT complication, but it's a fun one. Yeah,
absolutely. I like the remaster too from AP. It's a little bit out of budget. I also like the one from Toledo. Oh, what's the name? Toledo and Chan.
Yeah, Tonello. Juan Tonello.
I actually would love to see that watch in tantalum with a concrete dial. That would be totally brutalist. That would be. Okay. But this is $750, and I think it's
okay.
Hey, this is not going to be your only watch. $750, and I think and people, of course, the brutalist won an Oscar, blah blah blah, and people are into brutalism. But the good thing with brutalist watches is that they're small and tiny, and brutalist buildings are large and often really not that nice.
Right.
But it works. I think it works better in watches than it does in buildings.
Cool. Yeah. Very nice.
It reminds me of the Roger Dubuis cases.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the sympathy shape.
I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
RJ, how about you? What is on your wrist today?
I am wearing today, because we record on a Wednesday, and yesterday it was a Tuesday, but every day is a Speedy Tuesday. But yesterday I didn't wear a Speedmaster because I was visiting one of the brands that will be exhibiting at Watches and Wonders, so I cannot say what I've seen.
So you're not even predicting, you know what's going on.
But it's cheating.
Yesterday I couldn't wear a Speedmaster. I could.
You were deprived of your right to wear a Speedmaster.
Yeah.
What did you wear?
A Jaeger.
Okay.
So that's.
Oh yeah, you have that
Master Quartz.
70s. Yeah, that 70s one. That's a nice one actually.
Doesn't run.
Who needs a running watch anyway?
I don't know. Something is wrong with it. It's not the battery, because sometimes it runs, but sometimes it doesn't. So perhaps I need to have it serviced.
Yeah. Microwave it 2 minutes. Good as new.
Anywho, I'm wearing my Speedmaster Speedy Tuesday tribute to Ultraman 3. So this is the first Speedy Tuesday that we did together with Omega in 2017.
Cool. But it's not Ultraman, right? It's the Alaska Ultraman? No. Is it Ultraman? No.
Oh, what did I say?
You said tribute to Ultraman 3.
Oh, yeah. But it's not. It's the tribute to Alaska 3.
You were distracted by Ultraman Jack.
Completely confused.
I thought, wait a minute.
It was a quiz. No. It's the tribute to Alaska 3.
Yeah.
And Alaska 3 was the Omega project for NASA in 78. So did requalification, not certification, for the Speedmaster for the space shuttle missions in the 80s. And it had a special dial, a radial dial, and that's what we used as a ingredient for this tribute to Alaska 3. With a reverse panda. And a full brushed case. So I really like the watch, and
it's an awesome one. Really cool. Still, however many years on, it's a fantastic watch. Cool. I'm wearing my Seamaster.
Oh,
2254 on a Phoenix NATO strap. That's
from
it.
Phoenix
Phoenix, River Phoenix. No, I don't
Phoenix,
know.
Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. No, they're from the UK. If the NATO enthusiasts out there will know what this is, but I'm not going to waste any time explaining it. We could do someday, but yeah. Anyway, cool. So let's see what we have lined up for wishes and predictions and fears and hopes. The things keeping us up at night or even causing us nightmares as we prepare for Watches and Wonders. No, I don't know. Let's start with the brands where we absolutely know nothing. which is always
I know nothing.
Manuel.
which is always it's always Rolex, Tudor, and Patek Philippe. So, is there anything that comes to mind there with either of these?
Yeah, with Tudor, a new Black Bay chrono. Like completely new, so not a flamingo, purple, blue, or what have you.
What were they called? The early 2000s, the speed timers? Were they speed timers?
Isn't Speed Timer a Seiko?
I think it is, yeah. There were some, the Ducati ones from the early 2000s.
God, the Ducati ones. I tried to forget those.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
No, not good. No, but maybe because they have been using the Breitling B01 or B1 movement for quite a while. And maybe it's time for their own chronograph movement, or
who knows?
Of course. But maybe some. Yeah, but they can Knissi can definitely Knissi can definitely
Knissi can do it.
Yeah, Knissi.
You can dream it.
Easy Knissi. So yeah, I hope maybe a slimmer,
even slimmer.
It's.
Do you think so? You say Black Bay Chrono. Would you be upset if it wasn't a Black Bay and it was
I don't mind the name. They can give it another name.
Obviously, Black Bay implies it implies dive watch.
I think those it would be
200 meters. So does it need to be 200 meters if it's a chronograph?
No. I maybe they should completely skip the whole Black Bay Chrono idea.
Yeah.
Because then they can also do away with the
screw down crown and pushers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. In hindsight,
and just
I really like the Tudor chronographs, the Monte Carlo and
that ones.
The other one they did in the big blocks
2010
somewhere.
2010, I think 2010. I think
really
the Black Bay was 2012.
Yeah, correct.
And that
Chronos
was
earlier, right?
2010. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2010.
Those were really nice.
Yeah, but imagine something a little bit more like that and slimmer, and that would be.
There's also the big block chronographs from the past.
You can't make them thin, man.
No, that's true. Then it's not a small block. Then it's just a small block. Yeah. No, but a new Tudor chronograph. I think that could be nice
because they've been milking the one they have now quite a bit.
We've seen a lot of iterations, right?
Exactly.
All the flamingo blue, pink, and then the boutique edition with a dark blue silver style as well. So nice. It could be a bit of a swan song for the Black Bay Chrono, and then we might see something new. That could be nice. I would love to see also the movement that they've put in the Pelagos FXD GMT. Maybe make its way into the bracelet Pelagos. The standard Pelagos with a bracelet, or even the Pelagos 39. I think that could be really nice, and do more of like a dive GMT with a dive bezel. Maybe have the 24-hour scale internally, and in that 39 millimeter size, I think it could be pretty sweet. But
do you predict it, or do you hope?
No, that's more of a hope. That's more of a hope.
Or do you know?
Definitely. I know nothing.
You know nothing.
Yeah. What about Rolex? Or do you have anything else, Tudor? No?
Yeah.
What is it?
Last year they did, I think, the GMT, right?
What anniversary year is it again for Rolex this year? What is an anniversary model for Rolex this year?
55 was nothing.
There must be really nothing. Nothing.
Was there something?
I'm not
54, 53 was 54 was GMT, I think.
No.
53 was.
Okay, nothing. Okay, that's it. Okay, then what? What do you predict?
So last year Tudor did the GMT, and I really liked it, except for the use of the gold or gilt color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if they just tone it down a little bit, that would be nice for me to. But I don't know if they would do so. But that's my hope.
I mean, it would make sense, right? That they do they released it in just one very sort of vintagey colorway. Yeah. So I think that it could be nice to have one that's a little bit less. It has less gold accents. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Normally I don't dislike gold, but on that watch I think no, it would be nice if it's a bit more toned down. So that would be nice to see. And let's move on to Rolex.
Yeah. I just checked. I don't think that there are any anniversaries.
Okay, good.
Rolex,
good.
But
I still hope for a titanium Milgauss.
Titanium Milgauss, that would be nice. The Milgauss comes back with a titanium case. Would you want it to be the previous case that's a little bit more rounded more the oyster style case, or would you rather it be the sort of flatter sided case that they're also using?
I think it should be the flatter side case
from the Air King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Gives it a bit more of like a rugged
instrumental utilitarian look. That would
what color dial
would be nice. Start with a black and a white, and don't bring the green crystals and all that.
No.
That was das Weinmal, and I thought it was awesome. But just leave that. Don't do that again. But that would be nice.
Lightning bolt hand
for sure.
Mandatory.
For sure.
Gotta have that.
For sure. What else would you? Maybe discontinue the Sky Dweller. No, it's not. I'm going to write about that, but no.
That's
that's a little bit of a hope, but they're not going to do it because I think there's an audience. There's an audience for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you want big and ostentatious, then you go Sky Dweller. So other than that, would it make sense to have since we're on the topic of titanium, would it make sense to have a titanium Sea Dweller?
I think that makes more sense than a titanium Yachtmaster, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the new titanium Yachtmaster. At first I wasn't a fan, but I've seen it now a few times, and awesome. It's a really nice watch.
It's awesome.
But it would have made more sense for... or an Explorer or a Sea Dweller.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Explorer, and I have to hop back to Tudor. I would predict, or one prediction would be a smaller Ranger. They gave us a 39 Ranger, I believe. 39, yeah. I think it's 39, maybe even 40, to be honest. No, 39. That's my final answer. But I think maybe if they went 37 or 36, could be interesting. Might be a little bit too much overlap with the Explorer from Rolex, but wouldn't be too upset about that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, back to Rolex.
Yeah, I would like to see a new GMT Master. Of course, everyone is hoping for
in what
Coke.
colorway?
Yeah, Coke.
And
I think a lot of people want to see that. I guess. But I hope they will update the case of the GMT Master because it's still quite beefy.
Yeah. It's and you're a vegetarian now.
Yeah. No, it's quite beefy compared to the Submariner.
Yeah, true. Could receive the same sort of slimmed down.
Like maybe a case update. Yeah.
How about what hasn't Rolex touched for quite some time? I think that maybe the Explorer 2. Your soul. Okay. Now let's leave that be. No, but what about the Explorer 2? The Explorer 2, I feel like it hasn't been.
Slim it down.
Yeah.
Make it smaller.
Yeah, because now it's 41, 42.
41. No,
I think it's 40, 41.
It's big. It's too big.
Yeah, it's a bit large. It's a little bit of a pancake on the wrist.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. The model as such.
No. I don't dislike it, but once you put it on the wrist, it doesn't work for me anymore. Oh, there's the final answer.
I'm pulling it up. I have to accept the cookies. Sorry. 42.
Yeah, it's just too big.
Never doubt myself.
Yeah.
Okay. But hey, I think that doing something with the Explorer 2, changing it a little bit, could be nice.
I would love to see it going
and then
back
do
to
it in titanium once you're
titanium,
and it also would work actually if it's for spelunking.
If they would go a little bit
spelunking, man,
more back to the 1655, that would be nice.
Yeah. Oh right, give it a bit of a.
But they will not do it because Rolex never goes back to something more vintagey. And the Daytona, of course, much discussed, whether or not the screw-down pushers will be replaced by
pump pushers.
Yeah.
Why?
Because screwing them down
stupid.
is...
I know, but I
don't like a Daytona anyway,
but
so I don't care.
Okay. It's like putting the engine of a 911 in the front instead of way in the back. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm sorry, but they make a new chronograph and call it. I don't know.
That could be something. Yeah. Right? Make a new chronograph.
1908 chronograph. That's what everybody's waiting for. No.
Do you think there will be a new 1908 extension of the collection?
What in the rubber?
Last year they had the Guilloche thing.
carbon cased 1908.
And maybe one with a moon face, like there was a Cellini. I mean, there probably plenty of
a more complicated 1908. I think that would be why not
with a moon face. Cool. Also, But yeah, I wrote about that thing, and I'm just guessing that it's just sitting there for their elderly clients, and once the information comes in that most of that generation has passed, they will just
or dripping in their chairs.
Yeah, they will cancel. They will be canceling the 1908 because there's no. Do you see? Do you know of young people desiring a 1908?
Probably not, actually. No, I think especially in a world that gravitates more and more towards sporty timepieces, it does feel a bit like a dress watch.
Yeah, but not. Exactly. Yeah. But it's not like the. Okay, I'm going to say it.
Dress watches still have a market. And a place,
but it's
there's so many alternatives.
There's so many alternatives, and especially and Rolex is not the brand you would normally associate with dress watches. No. It's also not like a contemporary dress watch. It's very much an old-fashioned type of dress watch. Yeah. So I would no. But anyway. But
will Rolex ever come with a totally new sports collection?
That's a good question. That would
because
be
they register so many different names as well.
Yeah,
that's true. They have been filing patents.
They do that all the time.
Yeah,
but
just to
will they come up with a new sports watch?
Golf Master.
For example, and what would it be then?
We did guess some. We did. Do you remember?
Yeah, we did
formula?
that. Yeah. That was your formula.
my Rolex formula, where you take what was it? A sort of a rich man's hobby, and then or location, and then you combine it with either master or dweller.
Yeah,
and then
the Munich Märklin master.
The shuffleboard dweller. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's. They might do that. They could just blow us all out of the water, right? I mean, and come up with something new.
Yeah. Hey. Well, we can all make funny haha jokes about Rolex, but every year we go there, I'm always impressed by how they do it, what they present.
Last year, not so much.
You didn't like the gold deep sea dweller? No,
but the year before was the titanium Yachtmaster, and that was
great.
And that was, I thought it was immediately. Well, immediately I had to first touch it, and then I was wow. Mm-hmm. And there was a couple of other things they also did. I think that was also the year of the balloons. That was the year of the jigsaw.
Dials,
that was like a wild year. I thought last year was a little bit tame, also with the gray and black GMT was just. I don't think it's a good watch. I really don't think it's a good watch.
But maybe bringing back the Coke.
As RJ said, I think a Coke would definitely work.
Yeah.
Also because it is.
And slim down the case a little bit.
And slim down the case, yeah.
And here's a safe bet. I will probably see some day dates and date just with like some slightly different dials, whether stone dials or mother of pearl. I mean, we saw that last year, but I think there will always be at least a handful
white
of those.
Gold day date with a Burlwood dial.
Okay.
Bring it back.
Hey, if it happens, you heard it here first.
A white gold GMT Master 2 with a black onyx dial.
Okay.
And the emerald set bezel.
Do you think that they might bring back the Coke, but then do it only in white gold?
It will be a Coke Zero, and then we'll be in steel.
Okay. Perfect.
That's actually a good one. I think that might that's very typically Rolex to do something like that.
No one expects or wants them to.
No, nobody just like the Spanish Inquisition. Perfect. What about Patek? It's a little bit harder to get there, I think.
Patek.
P''attack.
Well,
Patek.
I do think it's a little. Maybe we'll see one high complicated, like a perpetual calendar cubitus.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I had actually forgotten that the cubitus existed.
Pubitus.
This is not a Nautilus anniversary year, so I think we have to wait until next year.
I believe so. 2026, right?
Yeah, that will be an anniversary year because it's from '76, isn't it? So no. So you will see
a new ellipse.
That was last year, so probably not.
Maybe a new dial on the golden ellipse.
Yeah,
there will be.
I think there will be some different dials.
Yeah, there will be different dials, and Oh yeah, I think maybe a couple. Yeah, maybe one or two cubitus extensions. That makes sense. Then there will be some some ladies models, of course. And then I actually hope that, especially after seeing that wonderful new perpetual calendar by AP, that they will come with something innovative. They of course have their inline perpetual calendar, so maybe we'll see a different a version of that. That would make sense. But other than that, it's very difficult to predict.
I would love to see a version of that inline perpetual calendar, but if you go back, I think 2 or 3 years to those Calatravas that had the grainy black dial and beige straps. I think something like that, but with that movement in it. I think that could be really nice with the sort of Clou de Paris mid case, that kind of thing. I think that could be that could be cool. Could be cool, like a bit of a safari version. Of the inline chronograph. That'd be nice.
That would be very fashionable.
Hey, that's
maybe a little bit too fashionable for Patek, but I do like that case.
It's a bit cursing in the church here.
Oh, go for it.
I would definitely love to see what is cooking at Hublot. With the big bang.
Hublot is really almost impossible to predict, right?
I really liked the Mecca 10.
Mecca 10.
Really nice.
Shout out to absolutely.
I never thought I would say so, but that's proper watch. But I'm very curious what they will do with the Big Bang. If they would launch something completely new or... Because it will be a Big Bang. And because that's what they announced.
Yeah.
So...
that will definitely
be interesting to see. And to who it caters.
What about I'm thinking about anniversaries. I'm thinking Vacheron.
Yeah, I'm thinking Vacheron as well, because obviously we saw earlier this year the 222
in steel
come out in steel with a blue dial, and then I wonder, well, if they didn't save that for Watches and Wonders,
exactly.
What will we see at Watches and Wonders?
It was quite a thing, right?
It's a bold move, right? You just go like, well, here's this, and then but what will happen, right? I mean, I think perhaps because it is an anniversary year, we'll see more of a heritage.
I think there will be a lot of
revamp and that kind of stuff.
I
nothing
love
wrong with
myself
that.
a Comte de Vache.
Yeah, I think they introduced it earlier to do something more heritage.
Yeah, and something super complicated.
Because last year we saw the grapefruit size, grapefruit
most complicated grapefruit in the world.
That very complicated pocket watch. That was very impressive. But then most of the other things that we saw were
overseas.
Overseas.
Yeah.
So I think it could be interesting to then see them go more of a traditional route.
I'm so hoping that they will come with a completely revamped overseas collection. That is something that I really hope for. Yeah, because I really think that the current one, it doesn't fit it doesn't match the zeitgeist.
Right.
It really is too 90s, even though it got updated a couple of times.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
Did they already discontinue the 56 collection? Because they should.
I agree with you fully, and that's also still something I think they absolutely should do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about baumatic movements don't have a place in a Vacheron environment.
What about Cartier?
What about Cartier?
What about it?
What do you reckon they'll do?
No, that's your territory.
It's my territory.
Yeah,
why?
You're the Cartier specialist.
Come on. Spill the beans.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
That's also one of the brands that is impossible to. I hope more Tortues.
Yeah, last year was the Tortue. So then maybe they'll revisit some of the previous models that they've maybe been kind of shying away from. Maybe something like here's one. Bring back the Drive.
No.
I like it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's cool. The slim one.
Oh,
yeah. I think that's a nice. That's a good looking watch.
Tank Belgique. That's what I'm waiting for. What?
Yeah.
Hey, they have a tank anglaise, they have a tank française,
and it comes with a beautiful set of
American. I'm just looking at the World War I battlefield, and I think tank Belgique.
Or Cartier, my little tank.
It comes with a beautiful set of pommes frites hands.
I hope so.
And a mayonnaise cabochon. It's very messy on your shirt sleeve.
Maybe it's called
Cartier Tiga thing.
No, Tank Belgique.
Tank Belgique. Okay, whatever that might be. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's one that's very tough to say. I think, as always, the structure seems to be like some Privé collection things in platinum, very limited, high end, kind of using that as a callback to something from the heritage side of the catalog, héritage. Sorry. And then potentially. I don't know. Will they do something new? Will it just be more tanks with slightly different colored dials? Maybe, but we'll have to wait. Have to wait and see. Any other brand that we want to mention that we don't know?
There's a 30 years of Roger Dubuis, so probably something that will kind of be an homage to the founder.
Will they bring back the eagle? They once had an eagle at the SIHH. I think
it's true.
Oh, an actual eagle.
Yeah,
it was a watch.
Yeah, that was,
actual eagle.
Come to think of it, they had. Yeah, they did have a.
That was a big bird.
That was a big bird. Yeah. Maybe this year an ostrich.
An ostrich. Why not?
Beautiful. It's the year of the ostrich.
And according to one of the strap makers that we know, an ostrich is just a big chicken.
Yeah.
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 You heard it here first, folks. It's just a little bit.
I love ostrich leather straps.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Jaeger.
Yeah, but I can't say a thing.
No, we know. So it's you can't really say. We've heard some things. We've signed NDAs, but we'll just say be excited.
Okay, then
Next.
what do we know? IWC we also know, so we can't tell. But I will say that probably not. Maybe during this, that's something I don't know. Because 1985 was the birth of the Da Vinci Perpetual Calendar.
Okay.
Kurt Klaus turned 90 this year.
Oh,
so
I see where you're going.
They have to do something. Maybe during Watches and Wonders, maybe later in the year. But I think that is something. There must be something happening there in the shape of a watch. Yeah. So that
would make sense. If you're just playing the anniversary and milestone kind of guessing game, then could be something. Do you think we will see Tag Heuer bring back the little Formula Ones, the ones they did with Kith, but maybe more so for Formula One again?
Interview with Antoine Pin, the CEO of Tag Heuer, and I asked him about a new Formula One collection that was introduced also during the LVMH
mechanical one.
Yeah, and that's the one they connect to Formula One.
Okay. Okay.
That's the watch they will associate with Formula One.
So
because I asked about it, because everyone knows the older F1 watches with the plastic bezels. He didn't go into that. But he was very eminent about.
Do you think that's also because that part of the market is cornered now by the Moonswatch too much? Or do you think that if you would do plastic quartz F1 solar, a solar powered quartz F1 for around $850 or something?
It doesn't fit the brand anymore.
No, exactly.
The brand wants to be positioned as a luxury brand, perhaps affordable luxury, but as a luxury brand. And I think if you do €800 or dollar or whatever unit quartz watches with a plastic bezel, I think. No, it doesn't fit the brand.
But you call it bioceramic, then
it fits.
But I think with the Kith thing, I think that might have been like one last hurrah for those in a way. It'd be nice to see them come back in some way or another. But maybe you make the bezels ceramic and matte ceramic that looks like plastic, but is a little bit more.
Because I don't feel that something like that would hurt the luxury image of the brand.
What we'll probably then get is just another plasma with however many carats of diamonds. In the case or something.
Oh yeah, that one.
A full crown made of diamond, lab-grown diamond.
Lab-grown diamond.
I don't know. That seems to be the flex piece.
Do you know that when people who bought the watch, these diamonds continue to grow? So they're now like this big. It's exceptional. Yeah. If only you knew.
It's like a
what?
Horse tusks or something. They have to constantly trim them back or something. Yeah.
Now, what about the other smaller brands that are also exhibiting at Watches and Wonders? What do you want to see from independents or brands like Raymond Weil? They had a good year last year.
Yeah, with the Millésimes.
That was really nice, I have to say.
Yeah, Maybe just
new Bremonts.
Oh, well.
There will be a new. I can tell you that there will be a new Supermarine.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
With the Stone Island logo.
And that's not under embargo.
Or NATO logo.
I don't want to get us into trouble here. That's not.
Okay. There will be something. There will be. No, but there will be. I think there will be a new Supermarine coming.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, I think we can maybe wrap it up here because everything else is just going to be a little bit like you have some knowledge and
it's a little bit difficult to say because we signed NDAs with blood. So
but I think mostly the Rolex, Tudor, and Patek is where that will be revealed for us as much as for everybody else at 8 o'clock or 8:30 on the 1st of April. Yeah, no maybe. Do you think Rolex will do a big April Fool's joke? I don't think so.
They don't make jokes.
No, they don't make jokes.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah,
it's
a bit curious to be starting on April 1st. It's.
Well, I mean, it's given the Swiss sense of humor, I don't think we can expect too much. No, but that's good. So perfect. Those are our predictions. Here are your comments. This one comes from Snan78, who says, "I hope to see RJ wearing a Speedy Tuesday one on the next episode."
Boom.
Your wish
I read his comment.
Command.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, that's it. See, we do one for the audience there. Perfect. So thanks, guys, for the discussion. I think we will be very much anticipating what we see at Watches and Wonders.
Yes.
And of course, to our viewers and listeners, of course, be sure to tune in to Fratello from day one of Watches and Wonders. We'll have all the coverage live on the website and then throughout the week. So yeah, keep your eye on the website, on the socials, and we'll bring you everything that there is to know about all the novelties from Watches and Wonders. But until then, tune in next week for another episode of Fratello Talks. See you then.
When will this come online?